Put simply, the juice is just not worth the squeeze. So I'll give a breakdown of this now, which you can see on screen. So over the 3 years that I've been running the channel, it's clear this is not a business, this is just a hobby. Because over 3 years, I have had over 220,000 views, and I've had 2,200 subscribers. And in all that time, I've made just about £220. Doing the videos which I was doing before, which obviously required a lot of research, I had to then film it, I then had to edit it. That took almost 10 hours of time. So what was I getting for that? Well, a few pennies per video. At best, a few pounds per video. And so as a result of that, it just didn't make financial sense. Now, I know everyone's going to say there's that old classic meme where, people are mining for diamonds, and the guy is just about there, and if he just continued a little bit further, he'd end up reaching it. I want to say to that, meh. Because yes, you could argue that, but even if you were to multiply the amount that I'm making by a factor of 100, it still wouldn't make sense to really go for it. And actually, speaking to a lot of different history YouTubers, they even said to me that actually it's quite a struggle to make any kind of living from it, that until you get to the level where you're having sponsors, you're not going to be able to pay the bills, you're not going to be able to actually make a living from it. And also as well, it's very much, you're very much at the hands of the algorithm, which, as I know from my own channel, one video can do very, very well, other videos hardly at all. Some months it suddenly blows up, other months it goes down. So the period where I ended up being monetized back in summer of 2021, I have never had the same number of views as I had back then. As you can see on the thing here, it just went up for some weird reason, months after I already released the video, and then it went down, and it stayed down all this time. And it's not really picked up at any point. It's not even begun to really pick up at any point. And so the belief that all of a sudden, of the hundreds of videos which I have, I've got over 200 at this point, the belief that these videos here do not stand enough of a testament to my work, that all of a sudden me making one more video is what's going to suddenly kick the whole channel into gear, I find that very, very unlikely. And so, just from a practical perspective, from a business perspective, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And this is what I want to say to anyone who wants to do a YouTube channel. By all means, do it, but treat it as a hobby, because if you try to run it as a business, there are so many factors which are outside of your control, which, the algorithm, there's no rhyme or reason to it. I'm a very analytical person. I've tried to study things. I've tried to look at how to boost things. And unless you're going to do very, very clickbaity things, it just is never going to work out. And it's certainly not if you're doing an educational channel, if you're doing a history channel where integrity is a huge part of it, because it's easy for gamers or whatever to make more gimmicky kind of things, and etc., etc. It's very, very difficult if you're trying to be a genuine historian on YouTube to actually get that kind of like clickbaity stuff, unless you just want to lose all integrity. So actually, if you look at the website Socialblade, this is a really good channel, and it gives you a breakdown of how much money people are making. From my own personal experience and through speaking to different YouTubers, whatever the high end on the thing is, divide that by at least 3, and that's what the person's actually getting, because they have this range here, and it makes you like look at the big end and go, oh, okay. But actually, in reality, they're not making that. So for instance, for myself, I know that where it says, £7, over a week or a month, whatever, divide that by 3, that's what I'm actually on, about £2.50 per month, give or take. So that is something where you actually have to really look at and go, this is not really where the market is. And so I just want to announce that coming early 2024, so next year, I am going to be setting up Skp Mentoring / coaching. So with that channel there, it's basically going to be giving people life advice. And also as well, there'll be a much more of an opportunity for actually having a community where people can write to me, people can, and if they've got problems, I can actually fix their problems within their real life, and I'll actually be an actual net benefit to people's lives. I can actually help people, and people can actually say that this channel helped. Because for myself, I know that many things in my own life, I've looked to YouTube to learn. I've learned from many different influencers. Some of them we won't name at the moment, but anyway, you can probably figure out who they might be. But still, these are the people who are actually moving the conversations. These are the people who are getting the views. These are the people who are generating the money. But beyond that, they're the people where, they're in the room where it happens, right? And me being just on the sideline, doing my little history thing and talking about this or that, that's cool. But it means that I'm actually going to be locking myself out of the room where it happens. And so that's what we have to say. We're heading as a channel, and I just want to give a massive thank you to every single person who ever watched my videos, who liked my videos, who shared the videos, who commented on the videos, anyone who did anything for this channel. Big shout out to you guys. I can't stress that enough. I couldn't have done this without you. And actually, as a result of all that, you guys helped me to be in the top 15% of YouTube channels worldwide. I just want to say that again, the top 15% of YouTube channels worldwide. Now, I know you're kind of thinking, that's ridiculous. How? Like, you're nobody, right? But actually, I looked at the research for this, and this was actually part of the reason why a few months ago I decided to stop doing the channel, because I know about Pareto Principle, which is that, the top 10% has more than that, and the top 1% has more than that, etc., etc. And it works very much the same way for YouTube. So if you look at it, 84% of YouTube channels have less than 1,000 subscribers. Now, just to give you a bit of an idea for this, as I said in my videos all the way at the beginning of the channel, you need at least 1,000 subscribers just to become monetized on YouTube. Just to make 1 penny from it, you need to have 1,000 subscribers. So that means that 84% of content creators do not even have 1 penny from this, right? They are not even in the top 15%. I myself am in the top 15%. And if you want to break it down even further, if you look at people who have at least 10,000 subscribers, right, that would put you in the top 96.6% of YouTube channels worldwide. And even for them, they're hardly making any money. If you scale up my channel by a factor of 5, you can see even they're not making money. Even in the top 4%, the top 5%, they're not making money. It's only the big dons, right, who are making any kind of money. And that's not to kind of, talk bad about them and stuff, because obviously well done to them guys, respect the grind. But it's hyper competitive. If you think you're going to become a millionaire through YouTube, forget about it, right? It's just not going to happen. Unless you've got millions of subscribers, you're not going to make any kind of dent in that way. You're going to have main hustles to supply what is essentially at best a side hustle, right? So